so I'm going to try to get to your questions again, as always. I'm not in the recruitment team, so if you could limit your questions to photography or 360 related, that would be great. And there are quite a few of you on here today, so if you have had your question answered, please delete it. That way we can go through them properly. Okay, so would the Ricoh Theta SE2 4K with 360 spherical camera be suitable, as it's slightly more affordable than the Ricoh Theta V? Yes, so Ricoh SE2 is what we recommend because it is more affordable. The V does video, so the V stands for video. Really good question here. If it's raining, how do you do externals and protect the camera lens? So obviously you do have the option of buying a protector. I think they're quite expensive, to be honest with you, so that is one option if you want to do that. However, we don't expect you to risk your equipment being damaged. So if it is raining really badly and you cannot get an external, please tell your agent, tell the vendor, tell Focal, just communicate. Make sure that everybody knows and that everybody is aware. It's absolutely fine. Focal will back you up on that, because we're not going to expect you to risk your equipment. Can you just explain in a bit more detail what a hotspot is? Yes, so a hotspot is if you go onto Google Maps into the Street View, same thing, similar thing. So it's just a link. It's that little circle with the cross, and it just links you in and out of your last hotspot. Why are you having a training session on Matterport? So we're offering a Matterport training session because we do have it on our system. So we do have photographers who do Matterport on our system. So it's part of our monthly training. Is this instead of floor plans or as well? Is the floor plan constructed from this, or does it still need to be drawn? No, it's this Vieweet 360 tour has nothing to do with the floor plans. You will need to draw the floor plans as well. Is this on a tripod or handheld? So it's a 360 image, so it means that if you were in the image, it would get you as well. So yeah, it's on a tripod. So the photographers take around an hour per property. How long does the 360 take? Depends on the property. Obviously, if it's a very large property, but an average of 15 minutes is what we are told. Do we need to use flash? There is no flash on the 360 camera, so no. Hi, what tripods are recommended to use? Can we use the same we would for the normal photos? Yes, you can. Just use your regular tripod, that's absolutely fine. The tripods, do we need to edit out the tripods? No, so you don't need to do anything, any editing, nothing at all for the 360 photos once you create the tour. So the tripod will have, I don't know if you've seen it there, I don't know if it was shown, but it has like a sticker on it, so there will be a sticker. So yeah. Did you say we can use any 360 camera we like? I use a more expensive 360 camera, Insta360, which is also compatible with Vieweet. So as far as I know, Vieweet is only compatible with Ricoh cameras. So if you are using the Vieweet app, it will need to be a Ricoh camera. But you can obviously just test it. If you already have the equipment, then just go ahead and do a test. That's absolutely fine. Is it compatible with DJI Osmo? As far as I know, no. It is only compatible with Ricoh cameras. Oh, really good question here, Susie. In the video you just showed, the doors to the cupboard or toilet under the stairs was shut. Would you do this when you need to see along hallways? Yeah, so the reason for, obviously we say all the internal doors open, as you could see upstairs, just so that you could see where you were going. But yeah, when you are looking along the hallways, it's nice to have that shut just so that you can see properly. But either shut or open, I think is fine. So yeah. Hi, in my email correspondence, I've been advised to purchase Ricoh V. Is there any advantage on that model? No, there is not. The Ricoh V, again, you'll need to speak to whoever told you about the Ricoh V and just check with them directly. Can I use the old Samsung 360? I would say no. Obviously, you need to get out of the shot when the camera takes its 360. Where is the best place to stand when taking the exterior before entering the property? Really good question. So depending on which camera you have, some of them will take it in 2 different images, which means that you can actually stand next to it. So I believe the SC2 takes it in 2 different images. So you'll have the option of just standing there, and then when it takes one half, you can just move forward and it will take the other half. What is the difference between Vieweet and Matterport? Really good question. So Matterport is a much more high-end 360 tour. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but you can easily just Google it or YouTube it and find an example of what Matterport looks like. Just the quality is much better. Yeah, it's just a much more high-end product, and then at the end it also gives you like a view of the entire property, which is quite amazing. But yeah, just basically a much more high-end product. What should we do if the app fails? Hopefully it doesn't, but if it does, then we recommend, really good question by the way, Laura, what we would recommend is to use the Ricoh Theta app to take the images and then create the tour later on using the desktop. But hopefully that is a hopefully that doesn't happen, you know, and if it does, it's very, very rare that it does. So yeah. Does the Vieweet camera attach to a tripod? Yes, it does. If I own a Ricoh Z1 already, would that be okay with my application? Yes, of course. And Vieweet is compatible with any Ricoh. So yeah, any Ricoh camera. I have Matterport set up on my iPad Pro and have used it previously. Would this be acceptable rather than further investment? So I don't know what camera you're using for your Matterport, but we only use Vieweet for our Vieweet tours, so it has to be Vieweet, unfortunately. If you are using a different camera that's not a Ricoh, then you can obviously create the tour and then upload it to the Vieweet platform via the desktop. That's absolutely fine. It's a really long way of doing it, but if you don't want to invest, then yeah, you can use that camera. Oh, really good question here. Does the camera auto expose its images, or does it require the settings to be adjusted? So the images will be auto exposed, and the new app version, which was released a month or 2 ago, actually creates the images in HDR. So so yeah, it's all done automatically, so you don't need to worry about that. Hi, just googled the SC2 and there are quite a few different versions. Could you confirm the minimum version again, please? It should just be the Ricoh SC2. There should only be one version. There's also a for business, which means that it's just basically insured. Do we still have to have window curtains? I don't know what that means exactly, but if you could clarify, that would be great. I've never used a 360 Vieweet before. They look awesome. Will I get training when I first use it? So the training, you basically will just have to use the user manual and sort of play around with it yourself. Normally it takes about an hour or two when you first start to read everything, maybe watch a few videos online, and then create your first tour and see how the app works. But once you get your head around it, it's very simple to use. Camera at eye level or below? Eye level, please. How do we deal with poor lighting for 360 work? Really good question. So again, and this goes for regular photography as well, just make sure that all of your curtains and everything are open, so that you're utilizing as much natural light as possible. Obviously, you're going to be potentially in some situations where you aren't getting that much light come through, and that's fine. Again, the camera will automatically make an HDR image, so it should look as good as it possibly can. So yeah. Do we still have to have all windows and curtains open and all lights on as well, exactly as for pics? Yes. So you need to have as many lights as you possibly can, as much light as you possibly can. Do you still include standard photos? Really good question. So most of the jobs basically will come in with all three elements, so photos, floor plans, and 360 tours. In that case, you need to do your photos, your floor plan, and then obviously this tour as well. There are times, it's quite rare, but you will potentially get jobs that only have the 360 tour. If that is the case, then yeah, then you just need to do the 360 tour, but they're quite rare. So most of them will come in with photos, floor plan, and 360. Tripod or monopod? Tripod always. Do we leave storage room? This will be the last question, by the way. Do we leave storage room doors closed? And do we need hotspots there? Storage rooms do not need hotspots. I mean, I guess it depends on how big it is, but I would generally say not to put a hotspot there. Okay. Cool. Well, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's answered a few of your questions. Again, anything recruitment related that you'd like to ask them, just please email recruitment@focalagent.com or just speak to whoever you've been speaking to. So yeah, let me just share with you our next sessions for those of you who don't know. So this is our schedule for the rest of the month. On Friday at 10 a.m. These are all at 10 a.m. by the way. So Friday at 10 a.m. we'll be speaking about camera settings. So some of you who have been to the other workshops, there'll be sort of a lot of repetition on it. But yeah, camera settings is the next one on Friday. So hopefully see you then. Thank you guys so much. It's been lovely virtually chatting to you. So yeah, see you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye.